So a quick rinse for the new bike today. I've been trying to run it in as soon as possible because I want to make some proper riding videos. Unfortunately, the weather's been atrocious, so it's absolutely caked. I haven't really got time to give it a full clean today, but blasting off some of that grit and salt is probably a good thing. And I thought today I'd run through the accessories that I've opted for, as well as some of the really kind of cheap, easy, quick mods that I've done already. It's probably worth saying before I start that I much prefer to spend any budget that I've allocated to buying accessories to things that are like functional, techie, gadgets, those sorts of things. Less bothered about the styling stuff like the fly screen or the belly pan. So it's probably no surprise then that I went for the Bluetooth module. That opens up so much more functionality in the dash. There's a menu here where you can choose which screens are available when you scroll through while you're riding. So there's 2 trip meters, fuel status, temperature, service interval, screen brightness, a gear indicator that's bigger than the one that's built into the top half of the dash. And then you move into the Bluetooth module enabled one. So music volume and skip track or go back or play or pause. So if you've got a headset in, you can control your music. GoPro, so you can link up a GoPro and start it recording or stop it. Navigation, so that's with the Triumph app. It's pretty good. I've been using it quite a lot this week. I wouldn't say it's a replacement for like a fully function like touring Garmin or something, like a separate unit, you know. But in terms of quick prompts of where to go, I found it really easy to use. It doesn't give you like an ETA, doesn't tell you how many miles there are left, doesn't give you speed camera warnings, all that kind of thing. But in terms of just like a lightweight sat nav that's integrated really well and easy to use, I think it's absolutely great. Call status, text messages, missed calls, call history, they're all visible. Even if you don't have any of those enabled, it'll still flash up on the screen if you're getting a call and you can answer it or hang up. Obviously, you need a headset for that. And then there's the intercom as well, so you can control your intercom. Honestly, for the money it costs, it adds so much functionality to that dash. It's amazing what they've crammed into there with just a small TFT screen. Personally, I'd definitely recommend this as the main accessory to get in terms of how much extra stuff it opens up. If you already ride with an intercom and you like to make calls or listen to podcasts or music, and if you think you'll use the nav, then it's an absolute no-brainer. I've also gone for the quick shifter. That really changes what the bike feels like under acceleration when you're just banging through the gears. Obviously feels much more sporty, and it's pretty smooth at most engine speeds as well, so even around town you can use it. If you're going down to first or second gear and you're getting quite slow, then a bit of clutch is obviously going to smooth it out and help. But it's really when you're pushing on a bit that it's really fun to ride with, and I think it transforms it, so that's why I've gone for that. Heated grips as well. Now these aren't the hottest heated grips you're ever going to get. I think probably something like the Oxford grips, which are a little bit cheaper, are probably going to feel hotter than these, but the reason I went for them is just because they're so nicely integrated. There's no visible cables really, and you can see the current temperature you've got set in the dash as well, so it's all nicely plugged in. It looks factory as well, and I've got to say, when I've been on the motorway with it, you might not feel like they're super hot until you pull over to fuel up. Maybe you set off again without switching them back on, and your hands turn to ice really quickly, and when you put them back on, yeah, they don't feel burning hot, but there's definitely enough there to keep your hands warm, especially in some winter gloves. I've gone for the USB socket under the saddle as well. These are standard on a lot of the Triumph range. This bike is built to a price though, so it's 20 quid or something. It's certainly worth it, especially for me. If I'm out filming, camera runs out of battery, my drone runs out, my GoPro, I can plug it in while I'm on the move and it'll be charged up by the time I next stop to take some photos or video. Clearly though, for most people, it's just somewhere to plug your phone in. Onto the stuff that's more like mods. I already talked about these bar and mirrors. They're not the official accessory ones. These are from the Speed Twin and Speed Triple. They're on loads of different Triumphs. Street Triple as well, I think. I don't know the actual part. I just asked the dealer to fit them, and Fowler's have this huge parts warehouse as part of their business as well. If you want these exact ones on your Trident, you're going to need to get the bar end finishers and make sure you've got all the right fittings. So it's probably best just to speak to your dealer about those. Now the dash is one of the best features on this bike, and I would hate to have it scratched. So Speedo Angels sent out this protective film that goes onto it. It's an absolute godsend. They're only about a tenner, and if you look at how much it'll cost you to replace a dash if you do scratch it, or if it gets loads of scuffs on it, maybe you've cleaned it without getting all the grit off there, you can't just replace the lens, you have to replace the whole dash, and they're getting on for like 5, 6, 7, 800 quid. This is on most bikes now, so I thoroughly recommend this as a way to keep it safe and looking fresh. And you can always swap it, you know, every year if it does get a bit tatty, and you know that the dash underneath is going to be in great nick. They also sent me these little mirror protectors. Not that they need much scratch protection, but it's more so that they're anti-fog and water repelling. So if you're out in really horrible conditions, this round mirror protector fits onto the inside of the mirror perfectly on these specific models, so you'll always have at least 2/3 of the mirror still visible, even if it's like horrible, wet, miserable day. I've also fitted these black clutch and brake levers from Tech. I much prefer how they look. It fits in with the bike better, but also the clutch lever as standard isn't adjustable, so you've got a bit more ability there to, you know, tailor it to your hand size. I do wish they hadn't put their logo on the front of it there. I think they would look better if they were just plain black. I tried some acetone on it to try and get that logo off. It's not coming off, so you kind of stuck with it. A bit of a shame, but overall they look much better than the stock levers. Having taken these mirrors off as well, I just got some little finishers here that screw into where the original mirrors were. They're about 15 quid. I found them on Amazon. You need two 10mm clockwise ones. There are some bikes like the Street Twin where one mirror is clockwise and one's anti-clockwise. Some bikes have 8mm. These are 10, 2 clockwise. Really neatens it up there. You may have also noticed I've taken all the stickers off the tank and the ones off the forks as well, just to clean it up. It's a good idea to heat them up with something like a hairdryer first so that they'll come off easily. Then a bit of warm water gets most of it off. And then once you're done with that, this bike is probably best off with something like a matte finisher. This is from Muck Off, Matte Finish Detailer. I'll link to that as well. That'll bring the tank up looking good. Moving back along the bike, I've taken the passenger pegs off and I've just put some bolts in there to stop grit and stuff getting inside the threads if I want to put the pegs back on. And also it looks a bit neater. These are meant to be black, but they look a bit more like grey. So not perfect, you might be able to find something better, but these were just a few quid on Amazon, so I'll link to them in case you just need something to put in there, like I say, to stop road crap like getting inside the threads there. I also put a bit of matte black vinyl on the back of the number plate because I think if it's white or yellow, it stands out a bit against the rest of this tail unit. So I think when I'm taking photos and videos from this angle, it looks a little bit neater with just a bit of black vinyl on there. It's just a sample, like 2 quid off eBay, and it just neatens things up a little bit. Other than that, I've just fitted my heated jacket tether under the saddle there and also a Monimoto tracker. So it's not the most fully featured, like permanently on tracker, but it's battery powered and it's really low energy. It only arms when your key with the fob that comes with it isn't nearby. So in terms of installing it, it's super simple. I've just tucked it under the battery strap and it's proper good peace of mind, and it's set off a few times when it's been in for its service and stuff, so I know it works perfectly well. That's a good option if you just want something simple to stick in there. Honestly, I think that's about it for now. I was talking about powder coating these hill guards because they stand out a little bit with that slightly polished looking finish. I don't know if I'll get around to it. I'm super busy and I've kind of got used to them now. And then the other thing is the exhaust. Obviously I'd change it if someone releases something that sounds great and, you know, it's the right price and whatnot. But as it stands, I don't think anyone's released anything for this bike yet. Hope that's a good run through of what I've done so far. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Any questions, as always, stick them in the comments as well. I'd love to hear from anyone else who's got a Trident. What accessories and mods have you done? And if you're new here and you want to see more videos like this, hit subscribe and I'll catch you next time.